Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Sharizan bin Muhammad JAMIL and my student ID is 2022-84-5004. And I will be presenting my final year project, which is Understanding Factors of Quality Towards Coach-Athlete Relationship in Lawn Ball among MSN Selangor. This study explores how key interpersonal factors shape the relationship between athletes and their coaches in the context of lawn ball, especially under the MSN Selangor. So, we will start with the background of the study. So, the coach-athlete relationship plays a critical role in athlete development and performance, especially in individualized sports like lawn balls that require frequent one-on-one interaction. Based on Jowert's 3+1C model, closeness, commitment, complementarity, and co-orientation, this study investigates how these four dimensions influence athletes' experience in training and competition. For example, closeness is about emotional bonding and mutual respect. Commitment involves dedication and long-term effort. Complementarity refers to cooperation and teamwork, while co-orientation measures how much coaches and athletes share similar views and expectations. Problem statement. Despite the importance of coach-athlete relationships, many athletes struggle with the communication gaps, emotional distance, and poor feedback. This can lead to issues such as demotivation, burnout, and even dropout from sport. This problem is especially overlooked in minor sports like lawn balls, where research is limited. Therefore, the study aims to bridge the gap by identifying the quality factors that influence this relationship at the state level, MSN Selangor. Let's talk about the purpose of this study. This study is to understand the key quality factors that shape the coach-athlete relationship among non-ball athletes in MSN Selangor. And also, the main objective are to assess the level of coach-athlete relationship, to analyze how the 3+1C models influences the relationship, and the last one is to identify the issues and challenges in this relationship. So, we move to the research question and hypothesis. There are 3 research questions guided in the study. So, for the first one is, what is the level of quality in the coach-athlete relationship? Second one is about my DV. How do closeness, commitment, complementarity, and co-orientation affect the relationship? The last one is, what challenges exist between coaches and athletes? And my hypothesis is, the first hypothesis is athletes perceive the 3+1C model as their important in their relation with coaches. My second hypothesis is there is no significant perception of the 3+1C model in the coach-athlete relationship. So the delimitation, this study targeted current or recently active state level lawn ball athletes aged 20 years old and above. So the data collection was conducted over a specific period between May 2025 and July 2025. Lawn balls athletes who are currently active or recently active under MSN Selangor's program were selected as participants or will be a respondent for this final year project. So for the limitation, due to the qualitative method of the research, this study involved a small sample size and was aimed at lawn ball athletes from a state-level sport institution, MSN Selangor. Data was collected through self-report interviews, which are subject to biases such as athlete selection, personal interpretation, and social inquiry. Some interviews were conducted using qualitative platforms or interviews due to logistical or scheduling constraints. For the operational term, the researcher will explain one by one. So the first one is relationship between coach and athletes. This relationship referring to dynamic, reciprocal, and interpersonal relationship between coaches and athletes. This study discusses focusing on how athletes view their relationship with coaches in terms of closeness, commitment, and character building. So for the next one is closeness. Closeness is defined as an emotional bond between coaches and athletes, including mutual trust, respect, appreciation, and caring. It is measured by how athletes perceive their intimacy with their coaches. Next one is commitment. Commitment refers to the intention of both coaches and athletes to maintain a strong and ongoing working relationship. It involves loyalty, dedication, and continuous effort towards a common goal in lawn bowls training and competition. So next, complementary. In this case, a complementary coach-athlete relationship is about how they support each other. For example, the coach shows how to lead and the athlete follow the action of his coach. Next, we move to the literature review. This chapter will review the relevant literature to build a theoretical foundation for studying quality factors between coaches and athletes. Directly, it examines the concept of closeness, commitment, complementarity, and co-orientation in the context of lawn ball athletes among MSN Selangor. At the same time, this study can be related to the theoretical by Jowett 3C plus 1C, which is closeness, commitment, complementarity, and co-orientation. This is by Jowett 2003. This chapter is based on the study variables and ends with the theoretical framework that guides the research. The next one is co-orientation. This factor provides the degree to which both parties view their relationship in the same way and whether they believe the other share their views. So, the sport of lawn ball, a precision sport in which the objective is to launch a weight ball so that it lands close to a smaller ball called a jack. This study focused on athletes under the MSN Selangor Lawn Balls program. So the organization is MSN Selangor. MSN Selangor refers to the Selangor State Sports Council, the state-level governing body of sports in Malaysia. In this context, it represents the population of lawn ball athletes and coaches involved in this study. So the last one is qualitative method. This refers to the method used by the researcher in this study, which is qualitative. Qualitative is a method that must meet face-to-face by conducting interviews. The questions that are asked are based on the conceptual framework that has been studied. The next one is co-orientation in coach-athlete relationship. Co-orientation refers to the understanding between coaches and athletes about their relationship. This factor provides the degree to which both parties view their relationship in the same way and whether they believe the other share their views. When the coaches and athletes are aligned in how they view their relationship, such as their goals, values, and level of support, it increases communication, trust, and emotional intimacy or closeness. According by Felton, state that co-orientation is important for relationship quality because it reflects a shared view of partnership. Complementarity in coach-athlete relationship. Complementarity is one of the factors that can lead to improved performance of an athlete and is a collaboration that reinforces or supports each other. In this case, a complementarity coach-athlete relationship is about how they support each other. For example, the coach shows how to lead and the athlete follows the action of his coach. High levels of complementarity indicate that the coach and athlete work together in harmony, supporting each other through action also. So this is the theoretical framework from the 3C model. Factors of quality towards the coach-athlete relationship is the independent variable. Considering the above, these factors of quality are expected to influence the dependent variable, which is represented by the key indicators of the coach-athlete relationship, such as closeness, commitment, complementarity, and co-orientation. These also follow from the theoretical framework. So let's move to the methodology, chapter 3. This chapter especially describes the research method for conducting the study. This chapter essentially explains how to obtain, present, and analyze the necessary data and information to answer research objectives and questions. The components of this chapter are description of the design of the research, the steps for developing the research instrumentation, the population, and sampling, the procedure for data collection, data analysis, and the conclusion. So for the first one is research design. In this study, qualitative research is employed to achieve the research objective. In general, qualitative research is used in a variety of social scientific disciplines, including marketing, psychology, business, physical activity, and health science. In this study, it uses a qualitative method. This qualitative method requires conducting face-to-face interview. Conducting face-to-face interview session to find factors of the relationship between coaches and athletes among lawn ball athletes in MSN Selangor. This qualitative method was chosen to find out how athletes tell their experiences with their coaches, especially in the context of closeness, commitment, and complementarity, and co-orientation. Population sample and sampling techniques. In this study, the non-probability sampling design will be used, which refers to the purposive sampling technique. Purposive sampling technique can be referred to as a sampling procedure in which participants are selected based on their possession of certain characteristics suitable for the research objective. According to Patent 2015, purposeful sampling focus on selecting information-rich cases for study. Information-rich cases are those from which one can learn a great deal about issues of central importance to the purpose of the research, which the population for this research has 47 athletes, MSS Selangor, 24 longlist sigma, 7 substitutes, and 16 talents. The research choose 8 athletes for the sample size, 5 males and 3 females who are still active in lawn ball sport under MSN Selangor. We move to the instrumentation. This study used a semi-structured interview guide as the main instrument to determine the quality factors of coach-athlete relationship among lawn ball athletes in MSN Selangor. Based on Zubik, it emphasized that open communication and mutual understanding between coach and athlete are best captured through qualitative interview that explore interpersonal perception and responses. Interview questions were designed to probe themes such as the first one: can you describe your relationship with your coach? Second one, tell me about a time when you feel particularly support or unsupported by your coach. Third one, how do you and your coach communicate during the training and competition? The last one is, in what ways do you and your coach share common goals and expectations? Each section of the interview protocol was aligned with four key constructs from the coach-athlete relationship model, which closeness, commitment, complementarity, and coordination. In data collection, I will show you about flowchart and Gantt chart. The data collection process for this research project is scheduled to occur across 9 months, starting in April 2025 and concluding until February 2026. So this is my flowchart and Gantt chart. So the last one is data analysis. All interviews were audio recorded with informed consent and later transcript verbatim for analysis. Participants were assured of confidentiality, and the interview guide was reviewed by a field expert to ensure clarity and alignment with the study objective. So this is the table of data analysis.